Oh yeah, welcome to How Can She Snap? This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthy casual. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snap Bros, here with my brother from the same mother, Mr. Boop.
No big deal, baby.
No big deal. We're here with a very, very special guest, fresh out of SnapCon. We had the absolute pleasure of meeting him in real person. You know, he's got the best business cards in the game. We got to witness them in real person. They have the second best hair in Marvel Snap. I don't know, you guys can guess who's first, but we have an amazing content creator we're so excited to have. GreGor, welcome, buddy. Thank you for joining us on the show. Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Well, first off, thank you for having me on. You can find me pretty much everywhere at GreGor2424. The only place it's a little bit different is on Twitter. It's GreGor_2424. And again, thank you guys so much for having me on. I had a great time at SnapCon, and I'm excited to be on the pod.
Yeah, dude, we're pumped. We're pumped. Honestly, though, your business cards were awesome. I loved them. They were so cool. Like, I was so jealous. They were awesome.
You gotta be prepared for these things. You gotta be networking, you know?
Oh, heck yeah. No, you were on fire, man. I loved it. We gotta, we're recording a little bit early today because I gotta go. I'm on vacation for a couple weeks, so this is the day before the OTA. So, not a ton has changed, but we got a nice episode for you boys and girls today. We're gonna talk about Emperoer Hulkling, who came out, the 6'11", who is taking the meta by storm, kind of. I don't know. We'll talk about that a little bit. Not really, but we're also going to go over some of the data mines that came out in the recent patch. Some of the new cards that are coming out that are data mined, and then some of the changes they made to the next month's card. And then we're going to guess, since we can't go over and talk crap about the OTA like we normally do. We're gonna make a couple guesses of what they might change, or just what we want to change, and things that we think would help improve the quality of the game. And that's about it. Let's get it. The kid. All right, GreGor, how the heck are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Having a wonderful week.
I love it. How many cats you got?
What's the cat's name, GreGor?
This is James Baxter.
James Baxter. Let's go, JB.
JB.
JB, welcome to the pod.
Welcome. We usually have dogs barking on our pod, but the cats are going to be a nice addition. We like it.
Yeah.
we like all the fur creatures. Yeah. What do you think about this week in Marvel Snap so far, man? Emperoer Hulkling comes out. What were your thoughts going into it? Like, what were you thinking about the card? Like, coming into what were your expectations? I guess
Low. They were very low. I didn't think it was going to be good, and I think I was correct for the most part. I don't think he's. Why would I put this card in, which is a RNG based card, when I could have a guarantee like Goliath or Red Hulk or Ultron? It's a hard spot to fill. I think if they made the change, I think two reasons I think he would be good as a 5 cost. First off, he would be very unique in the 5 cost role, but also he's the combination of Hulk and Skrull. Skrull is a 4 cost, Hulk is a 6 cost. Combine them, you get 5. Make him a 5 cost.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's looking rough for Hulkling. If we're already talking buffs, the card just came out. GreGor's already.
I'm already hoping he gets
let's say a prayer.
The U.S. agent treatment. I'm hoping for it. Dude, as soon as I bought this with collector's tokens, the Ultimate Jeff variant finally showed up in my shop, and I immediately was like, this was a huge mistake. I should have spent it on Jeff.
That thing's beautiful. That's like the black one, right?
Yeah.
It's zoom in on his face. Yeah, that's a gorgeous
He's
variant.
pinned. He is pinned at the moment until I get more collector's tokens.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's a really, really cool variant. It's the Venomized. It looks like he almost looks like a killer whale, but even more killer. It's really cool.
Yeah,
no big deal. What do you think about Hulkling, dude? You've been playing. You've been sending me screenshots.
I've been playing him a bit. I mean, I had a little bit of hopium going into this card. I didn't necessarily think it was going to be like top tier, meta breaking or anything, but I was thinking, okay, you've got a card like Copycat, for example. Copycat's a good card. Copy's a random card. The thing with Copycat, though, is people generally put good cards in their deck. So you're always stealing, likely a good card, something useful, and she has a good stat line. Hulkling, unfortunately, I think the change, if we're calling for buffs, I think he's got to go to 13 power. That's kind of my opinion on it. We talked about it a bit on the Tucker pod, but the power doesn't feel like enough. Like sometimes he just whiffs and he's just vanilla 11. Like this happens like a lot of the time where you're just kind of just playing an 11 that doesn't do anything, and I think if he's a 13, it changes things. You get a 13 power like Mockingbird, Sasquatch, She-Hulk, but it's 13 power. But right now it's like, okay, you get all these cards, but it's 11 instead of 10. You're not really gaining anything. You get an Eliath, it's 11 instead of 10. Like, it's still just, it's nice to get Eliath, but why not just, like GreGor said, just play the freaking Eliath, right?
Yeah.
So I think a 13 power would be the way to go with this card. Because, we talked about on the Tucker pod, the vanilla stat line for a 6-drop is 612. And we all know that's an absolute dog shit card. Like, if you're playing Vanilla Hulk, I mean, this is Pool 1. We're talking about Pool 1 meta here. Like, that's maybe the only time you could play a Vanilla Hulk. It doesn't even get buffed by
better
PC.
than Hulk,
It doesn't get buffed by
though.
Patriot. It's just 11. Like, that's a horseshit card. So, and that's what Hulkling is a lot of the time, unfortunately. So, I think the card's fun. I think it's got a nice ceiling. I think it has, like, potential, like a lot of snap equity. They'll never know that you've got Arnim Zola or some crazy Odin play or whatever the hell, like crazy stuff you're going to do, like Blob, like you could have like a 27 power Blob, like you could do some wild stuff. But, for the most part, he whiffs just like Valentina. And, I don't think he's a very good card. Let me just say that.
All right. Are you having fun with him?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's the fun card. I think he does better in Conquest than he does on Ladder. If anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I have to agree with both of you. He seems like I will say this though, like I didn't get speed last week because my rationale was he's boring. Even though speed's seemingly looking like to be a pretty decent card, actually. Probably if like one of the best 3-drops, maybe. Top 3, probably top 4, according to some people. I don't know, but he just seemed boring to me. I didn't want him. Hulkling is, I think, probably overall worse than speed, power level. I don't think that's questionable, but he's fun. I've been having fun with him, putting him in random decks, and probably like you said, GreGor, man, like Eliath, Magneto, like Red Hulk, any of these cards are probably just better than him. Do anything, but like I don't know, he's fun, man. I like him, and yeah, he does definitely feel underpowered, but he's hilarious, and I haven't got too screwed with him. We were kind of talking before the pod. I haven't ever seen Agatha. I don't know if he can pick Agatha.
Yeah, I've yet to see it either.
Yeah. As of now, he can copy himself, which is a bug the devs have said that they're going to fix in tomorrow's patch.
I've gotten Infinite a couple times.
It's like when Copycat copies Copycat.
Yeah. So that's that those are sad days when that happens. But you power through it. But yeah, a little bit like, do I want to say disappointed? I'm not really disappointed because I didn't think he was going to be a phenomenal, like, good card. Definitely good snap equity, but yeah, it would be nice if he was like a little bit more powerful, so that he can be, so you could justify putting him in the deck and be like, all right, I'm not just throwing by putting him in the deck, which is what it kind of, yeah.
Make him a 5 cost.
A 5 cost would be sweet. Would you keep him at 11 or make him like a 5/10 or something?
I'd be okay if he was less. If he still got the ability of one of a 6 cost cards at a 5, like that's make him like a 5/9, 5/10. I think he would still be playable. I think 5/10's better because he's still Shang-Chiable at that point. Yeah, make him a 5/10.
That would be cool. And that'd be like a unique card for like 5 drops,
Yeah.
It wouldn't just be like a big power card, It would be like a pretty, that'd be pretty cool. I would
things. Yeah. And
that's
that's the thing with this card is I'm kind of with you, kid, where it's like, we've been playing Marvel Snap for a while now, like it's been over a year and a half, whatever. Like it's been a long time. And we kind of know, it doesn't always work out this way, but we kind of know the dance, right? They put out a card, nobody buys it. It doesn't do anything in the meta. What do you think's going to happen to this card, man? This thing's getting buffed in 3 weeks for sure, right? Yep. And then everyone's going to say, whoa, I could have got it in the Spotlight cache, and I didn't pick it up, and now Emperoer Hulkling's in all the top. Like, this really feels like one of those cards to me.
US Agent FOMO all over again,
And so
Yeah.
I don't know. My strategy has always been, hey, if a card's fun, you just pick it up. And if you like the idea of what it does, they spend a lot of time balancing the series 4 and 5 cards. A lot of the pool 1 and 2 cards get forgotten and still are forgotten to this day. But we go through the list. There's a lot of them. But the 4 and 5 seem to get touched like constantly. Even pool 3 for the most part gets touched up quite a bit. So I don't know, man. I like his effect. I think it's got a lot of potential. I think it's probably not very good right now, but I'm expecting a buff. And yeah, when that happens, I mean, I think it's going to be like a pretty good card, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not too much to say. I mean, what do you guys think about the Spotlight Cache in general? We have, I mean, even the Spotlight Cache kind of fucking sucks. I'm not going to lie here. It's just like, we have Cannonball, who's my boy. I love Cannonball. I still think Cannonball's a great card. Not as good as he once was, in the current meta, but I still think he's pretty good. Nimrod and Hulkling. I mean, Nimrod's a Series 4 card. You shouldn't be rolling Spotlight keys for, a Series 4 card. I think the Spotlight Cache is somewhat, leaves something to be desired as well, man.
This week it's not too great. Like, I don't want that Cannonball variant. That Nimrod variant, it's also meh. I just used collector's tokens this week. I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Same. I used the 6K. I've been saving them up like for a while now, so it's time to start deploying my tokens. And this seemed like a good week to do it personally.
Yeah, I used 4 Spotlight caches to get Hulkling.
Really?
Oh no!
I
wanted the Cannonball variant, but like it took me 4 to get Hulkling. I was just like, oh man,
that's my fear, dude. Is like at least like last week it was Iron Lad and Jeff, and I'm like, I like those guys.
Yeah.
Now
I have a sick Nimrod variant, the best one in the game. No. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I had Spotlight caches to spare. This is what I collect them for, is to do this kind of stuff. But yeah, so like, not a great card. He is pretty fun, I will say that, and not really a great Spotlight week, to be honest. So like, and if you guys are struggling with resources out there, man, probably I think skip.
Definitely recommend saving. Yeah. We got good stuff coming down with the new season, so.
It feels like a skip for sure, but I will say, I mean, again, we're recording Wednesday. I'm seeing some interesting, people are playing like Galactus decks with this thing. Like there's some interesting kind of stuff out there. Like you were talking about Cam Best earlier, Gregor. He put out a Hulkling video. He seems to be really enjoying the card. Actually, Greg, you brought up TLSG and Cam Best. I think both of them already posted like pretty interesting Hulkling decks. My experience is he's not very good. All of our experiences is not very good. But who knows? Like,
they got to put out videos there. They're creators. The new card comes out, they're going to put out a video with the new card.
Right.
Yeah. So
I would their job. They got to do it, right? So,
exactly. So I would take it with a grain of salt. You're going to see a lot of creators create content with it. The real question is, what are the results of it? Are you seeing bigger cube win rates? Are you seeing bigger win rates with this card? Or are you seeing better with other cards that are a guarantee? That would be my question.
Yeah, probably the second one. Probably the guarantee stuff, right?
Yeah, like Magneto's just probably better in almost every circumstance. He's
a great card, man. Magneto's awesome.
Magneto is wins so many games.
He's great. All right, let's talk about the meta a little bit and maybe some of the decks we've been playing. Gregor, you showed us some decks that you've been crushing with. You want to, and then we can get into some Hulkling decks too if people actually picked up the card. You want to talk about the negative deck?
Yeah, that's the one I've been playing most often this week. This list from TLSG. I just did a new deck guide on it Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I love negative in general. I love how many people still stay after you negative and then Jane Foster.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You need to retreat after someone has negative and Jane Foster. There's no situation where you should stay. But this deck is disgusting. Multiple win conditions. You're either winning with a huge Sage. If you don't have Sage, you can go with Wolfsbane. And if they are playing Arishem, you go with a huge Cassandra Nova. So you build up a lane where you can do Wong, Mystique after the Wong, and then you could do either Sage or Cassandra Nova, and then you just Taskmaster afterwards, and you win. You just win. A lot of 8 cube wins. Yeah.
I would say let's say the deck list just for the audio listeners. It's Psylocke, Ravonna, Cassandra, Ironheart, Mystique, Sage, Magic, Mr. Negative, Wong, Iron Man, Taskmaster, and Jane Foster. But yeah, what's your favorite playline? Like what's your playline when you don't draw negative? Is that just like a retreat, or is this deck still have some staying power?
You could still win without it. So as long as you have Magic, you want to have that turn 7. Ravonna Renslayer is preferable to Psylocke on 2. You could do Psylocke. Psylocke works in a pinch. You could do Psylocke into negative or Ravonna into negative. Then you're going to play negative on 3 if you can. If you can't, you go with Magic. Get Magic out as soon as you can. Depends on what you're playing against. So if it's an Arishem, know that it's Arishem and know that Cassandra Nova is going to be your play line over Sage. But you're going to build a lane where you could be greedy with it. You could do Wong into Mystique, or you could do like Iron Man into Mystique in another lane. Just depends on how you want to build it.
Yeah.
But you usually end it with either Sage into Taskmaster or Cassandra Nova into Taskmaster. Even if you don't like get the negative play, Ravonna Renslayer makes it so you can end it on a 2-cost Sage into a 4-cost Taskmaster. So you could do both of those on last turn, even if there's not a turn 7.
Yeah, Iron Man Mystique too, right? It's even without Magic, you still get that on turn 6.
You got Iron options. You also got Ironheart that you could do into like a Wong Mystique lane. It's ridiculous. So many combos and lines.
Yeah, it's wild. It looks like a fun. Mr. Negative is always a fun time.
No
big deal. You're somewhat of a negative connoisseur yourself. What do you say about this list?
Well, this is a sweet list. I mean, this is the one, right? If you're gonna play negative, you should definitely be playing this one. I mean, we went over Sclarific list had a little bit of spice last week. He was playing some wild stuff. He was playing like Loki in there, so just some crazy shit, But that's just like, hey, insert Loki in the deck, and Arnim Zola. It's got the Arnim Zola null stuff, so you got the destroy stuff too. But this is more like traditional negative. I think this is better than what we were playing last week, but that was just like a little spicy take on it. I wanted to go over, but I like this. Like half this deck gets discounted by Ravonna, So if you don't draw a negative, you have all kinds of play lines. So yeah, man, I love it. I think it's great into Arishem. It's great into this, like even the Athena like Wiccan decks. They don't like really have an answer to this. I mean, like I guess watch out for Eliath would be the only thing, but you could play a lot of stuff on 5 if you kind of see it coming. So yeah, it's pretty sick, man. Like negatives in a good spot. There's not a lot of Mobius. It's really just the dick pics decks. That's a Pixie, Wiccan, and Mobius decks. Like that's really the only time you're seeing any Mobius. So
Shadow King is another one to look out for.
Cosmo out there, like it's just a lot of things that like generally give this deck a hard time just kind of aren't in the meta right now.
Yeah, Shadow King, you're right, Gregor. That's one. Like I could screw you. Dude.
Yeah. Shadow King.
You have the Iron Man Mystique as well, right? So if you kind of know they have it, then you maybe spread it, your stuff on 3 lanes, right? So, I mean, Shadow King definitely like, if you're doing like the Sage, the 80 power Sage or whatever, Shadow King is GG.
Shadow King and Shang-Chi are the ones.
Now. They like pretty much all of them play it from what I've seen.
This is what's funny? Like negative's back. I think Dara even was like climbing. Everyone's playing. A lot of people are playing negative now. Like it's a pretty good deck in this meta, which is hilarious. I love it. I love to see it. It's a fun deck, man. It's great. Yeah, this is a good version of it too. And the other one you're talking about, the one that KM posted, just a nice Athena mid-rangey kind of deck that it looks pretty sweet as well. It's like looks like a fun deck to play. You got Kitty Pryde, Maria Hill, Nico, Athena, Angela, Hawkeye, Cassandra, Loki. I have Gladiator in here, but Speed is the original one, and I refused to buy that boring ass card last week. No, I'm just kidding. But I didn't get Speed, so I reached through Gladiator in here as like a placeholder. And then there's Wiccan, Ultron, and Eliath. And then Ultron also can be swapped for Emperoer Hulkling, which some people have been trying. GreGor, what do you think about this one, man? This is the one you told us about. How's this working out for you?
This has been my most successful Wiccan list. I played a lot of Wiccan lists. This is the one that's been most consistent for me. I like that it's mid-range. Mid-range has been doing really well lately. And the thing is with speed, that we have so many good 3-cost cards. If you're missing one, you have tons of options. Choose Copycat, choose Gladiator, choose Sage. We have a lot of good 3-costs. But this deck is really, really smart because it gives you multiple outs so you stay on curve, which was an issue that I ran into with other decks. So if you have... We have either Kitty Pryde or Nico on one. Hopefully you get that on one. But then, we have Kitty Pryde, Maria Hill, and Nico. Maria Hill gives you a guaranteed 2, so you can go into 3 if you don't pull anything. You also have Thena, Angela, and Hawkeye to go into your 2. For 3, if you have played Hawkeye, you can play another 2-cost, like Thena and then one of the arrows. And then you can go into 4 with either Wiccan, or you could go Loki early on, depending on what your opponent's playing. You got to see what the matchup is. If you want your opponent's card at discount, I usually do. Then you got Wiccan, Ultron, and Eliath. The Fart Cloud shuts them down. My favorite thing to do with this deck is to shut down all of the Sandman Zoo decks, because you know where they're going to play Ultron, and most of the time you will have Prio. So you just lay down the fart where they're going to lay their Ultron down because it's obvious, and you win. It's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love these. I love these kind of decks. I mean, the Loki. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about Loki when we talk about OTA changes that we want. But Loki is pretty damn powerful right now, and but I like the new version of Loki, man. It's a lot of fun. It feels it feels less oppressive, but it still feels kind of a little bit.
Feels suppressive still.
Yeah. Not as bad as before, but it's still pretty damn overstated in my opinion. It's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
What do you think about Hawkeye, Kate Bishop? Man, this card, I love this card. This is a really cool season pass card. One of the coolest ones they've had in a while, in my opinion.
Super flexible. You can fit her in almost anything. She works in junk. She works in zoo. She works in almost anything. So, you either put Jeff, White Widow, or Hawkeye now. Those are your 2 costs that you'll play. Yeah.
It's true, yeah. Those are the 3 that are, in every single deck, right?
Yeah.
That aren't, specifically, Athena deck or something. Well, yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, GreGor, you seem to have a similar taste to me in decks. I do like playing the negative stuff. This is pretty close to what I took into SnapCon as my main kind of SnapCon deck, so... Yeah. I think if you're playing Wiccan, I think Kitty Pryde, Thena, and Kate Bishop specifically, those 3 cards all together, just almost core. You should just be playing those 3 cards alongside Wiccan, because the Kate Bishop's just so good. If you don't always get the 3-on-3, maybe you don't want to Loki that turn, right? Or maybe you want to do something else, and then you could always just do. Kate Bishop gives you 2 1s. You could play the 1s alongside a 2. You could play a 1 in Athena. So, and you could do Acid Arrow Athena on 3 that curves you into Wiccan. So it's just smooths out your curve so nicely. So yeah, stuff like this, I think this is the way to build the Wiccan deck. And man, this Wiccan card is so sick, man. It's so fun. And you just absolutely blast off once you slam that BDW down on the board. And it's real nice. So yeah, feel good.
Yeah, he's fun. I love the Ultron in here too. I love just the random Ultron, just to if people are playing Thena decks, you don't really. I got to imagine you catch a bunch of people off guard with the Ultron, because he puts so much stats, and no one expects that in a Thena deck.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, it's great, and then if you play the Wick too, you can play Far Cloud as well, even a little bit early. So it's awesome. That's great. It's great. No big deal. You wanted to bring some. Let me talk about this Buddy Hulkling brew. Buddy, one of the prolific deck builders on Twitter. Awesome follow. I don't know who Buddy is, but they had this kind of this deck, which is a Black Knight Ghost Rider. And basically immediately after Emperoer Hulkling released, got an Infinity ticket. posted it. This deck is pretty fun. This has been my go-to Emperor Hulkling list over the last couple of days. It's been a lot of fun for me. We have Black Knight, Blade, Shadow King, Invisible Woman, Copycat, Lady Sif, Ghost Rider, Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Cersei, Emperor Hulkling, and Infinite. So basically, it's just like a tech deck with Black Knight, and Emperor Hulkling either is good or he becomes a 4/11 basically with the Black Knight, or you can bring him back with Ghost Rider. That's kind of like the justification is if he just completely cucks you with like a destroyer or something crazy like that, then you're like whatever, he's just gonna be fodder for Blade. We'll discard him and bring him back, or he'll just be a 4/11 Ebony Blade. So this list has been fun. I've been having decent success with it. It's not like amazing, and is Emperor Hulkling the best card in slot here? Like, I don't know, probably not. I'm sure you could, again, like probably Magneto is better, or like Giganto or something like
Red
that.
Hulk. Red Hulk would be better.
Yeah, Red Hulk's probably better, but it is fun because you got the Cersei in here too, so you got more randomness. You have Copycat, which is more randomness, so you got a lot of RNG. So there's a lot of snap equity taking this into Conquest.
Yeah, a lot of tech, a lot of tech in here too.
And then there's the tech, right?
Yeah,
you can do the Invisible Woman. Yeah, hide stuff under Invisible Woman. You got Shadow King, Enchantress, Shang-Chi, which are always, just basically all the main tech cards, and it's good. It's a lot of fun. And if you whiff on stuff, you can always Cersei, so.
If old Zabu ever comes back, I mean, this deck's coming.
This deck will slap.
Just make Zabu have the activate ability. It's coming. I know it is.
Yeah, and I think so too. That's gonna be. Hopefully, it'll be better for the old kitty cat Zabu. But yeah, this is my one Hulkling mention for the people out there, so they can try something different. Not too many Black Knight decks running around.
I mean, I will say, not like we need to post a list or show a list for this, but I think Hulkling's probably pretty good in Arshim, right? Like, I don't know, like, it seems kind of good in that deck specifically.
Well, what isn't good in that deck?
Well,
you get the extra energy, right? So you get him out on 5.
Like, a good, like, 6 or high cost cards, generally 6 drops, right? Like, just, like you said, you're cheating energy and, cards that your opponent doesn't expect. You could swing games, like, you can't rely on, drawing it. So, I don't know. I feel like it like really fits Arsham. I'm not about to go do it, but I'm just saying it. I feel like it's a it's a pretty good inclusion in that deck.
Probably. Throw anything in that deck. You just do all the alliance missions with all the random cards. You just throw them in the deck, and you just go in the conquest, and you win, and you do your quests. It's great.
There you go, bounty Shem.
Exactly. That's what I've been doing. Now, no big deal. You have been toying around with a different type of deck, maybe a forgotten archetype that you wanted to bring to the people this week.
Yeah, this is what I've been playing. This is what I've been playing.
You got pretty excited about it. So take us through it, man.
Well, I don't know, man. Nobody's really playing the old high Evo, and there's a lot of Loki out there. This was a classic counter to Loki, guys. It still is. So you got the Loki thing going for you. This is it's a high Evo deck, and we all know high Evo runs the best 1-drops, right? Like, you could play a Zoo deck, and you play all these random shitty 1-drops, or you could just play the best 1-drops. You play high Evo, and then you throw Marvel Boy in there, and if you're throwing Marvel Boy in there, then you get the Squirrel Girl too, and we're pew pew pewing. We put a outrageous amount of power, and I mean the deck's pretty sick. So this deck is Sunspot, Nebula, Misty Knight, Squirrel Girl, and then you got Magic, Marvel Boy, Kyera, Cyclops, and then high Evo, newly buffed high Evo, guys, 4/6 now. Let's go, let's get it. And then you got the big purple Far Cloud, Eliath, She-Hulk, and Hulk. The Eliath was an Emperor Hulkling. This was my first thing I wanted to try Emperor Hulkling, and that's how this deck came about. But Eliath's really nice. It gives you something that high Evo's never really had before. It's kind of hard to tech, or if your opponent's going like extreme combo kind of deck. And Eliath in previous high Evo builds was just not a good card because you're skipping a whole turn. Like, you're literally skipping turn 6. So, like, how the hell are you going to get priority if you're skipping turn 6? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? Like, you're 6 on Sunspot. They play like a Doctor Doom. How are you getting priority? Well, in this deck, you got Squirrel Girl. You got Marvel Boy. Misty Knights pew-pewing. Cyclops pew-pewing. You have so much ridiculous amount of power on the board spread across all 3 lanes. It's an absolute joke. You get prio every time, and you're just blasting people with the purple fart. And so, like, you don't need to rely on it, but you're pretty much always getting priority. So if they are doing some combo stuff, you blast them with Goliath. If they're not doing combo stuff, you put out an absolute absurd amount of power with this deck. And you can go, obviously, She-Hulk and Hulk go tall, and Marvel Boy, Cyclops, Squirrel Girl, all these cards. Nebula is sometimes a 5 or 7. Sunspot's like 5, 7. These are your wide cards. Kyera protects. There's 3 6 drops, 4 1 drops, and like if you count Squirrel Girl as 3, that's even more 1 drops. Kyera protects basically your whole deck. And what are they gonna do? Kill? I guess they could Lady Deathstrike your Marvel Boy. That's your one vulnerable thing. But other than that, it's an absolute beauty of a deck. Nobody expects it. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. You're playing high evo, and then you're throwing on a Marvel Boy. Like, what the fuck are this idiot doing? Like, this isn't 2023 summer 2023. What's going on? Waiting for old Spider-Man to come down, and he doesn't come down. So it's a nice deck. It's a good time, and you want to spice up your life a little bit, play something different. I highly recommend it. I've been climbing a lot with this deck.
That's great. It looks like fun. I feel like Magic's back in a big way ever since Nocturne got nerfed. There's a lot less Nocturne on the ladder in Conquest. I know some like the higher level players, following them, they're still including some Nocturne, but like, me in scrub tier, I'm seeing like none anymore, and it's like. It's all Magic, and it's giving way to these like turn 7 decks. That's probably why Negative's coming back too, right? Like, now that I think about it.
Same with Tribunal.
Yeah, it's cool to see. I like these kind of decks. They're fun. I was never like a huge Magic gamer, but like these kind of decks, they're fun. They're great. I don't know. You been playing any high evo, Gregor, or what?
I've been doing a little bit of everything. Yeah. I like high evo a lot. I specifically like this list, like where there's a lot of Marvel Boy is such a good card. I think Marvel Boy was one of the best cards we got this season pretty easily. So I like high evo. I've been playing some Tribunal as well. I like combo style decks, so any decks where I can set something up like Negative does or like Tribunal does, those are my favorite kind of decks to play.
I feel you. I'm a Phoenix Force gamer, so I know all about that combo life.
Yep.
I know how to retreat with the best of them out there.
I like the hella combo decks, but she's tough. She's tough to make work these days. even Husky couldn't do it. I talked to him at Snapcon, he couldn't do it. So, we're back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that's great. All right. Well, we should talk about. I want to talk a little bit about. I want to get your opinions on what you think the OTA will hold. What you guys want to see in the OTA. Things that you want to see, change in the game card-wise, whether buff, nerf. I'm sure, we've all thought about stuff, daily. We're like, oh, we hate this card. Should we, and I know I kind of just sprung this on you earlier on. So, I can go first, and then we can discuss a little bit. If you guys need to think about it, no big deal. But, yeah. So, the first one I'd like to see is Typhoid Mary 412.
Yeah.
I think
give her some...
412. She's a 410. She's not played in anything. I say just slap 2 power on her, see what happens.
Isn't she played in like Shuri Sauron?
Yeah, but I rarely see that deck though.
Well, let's give those guys a boost. They get let's give them a boost.
I don't mind if that deck gets a little bit of a boost.
Why not 411? 412 seems like a lot.
It is a lot. I just want to see what would happen. I'm just being.
Okay.
I want to be dramatic at first.
Okay.
411. Some love for her. I want to be disappointed. I'm not like a huge like Typhoid Mary fan where I'm like, oh, we need Typhoid Mary to be good again. I just think it's a card that's like, it's an early card. It used to be played a lot more. I like never see it anymore, and it would just be a cool card to see. And then 4 drops without Zabu, like. They're hurting, man. The 4 drops need some help, I think. So I think that's a decent one. 411 would be cool too. The The next one I would want to see, and we can discuss this a little bit, but this one's a little bit off the rails a bit, and it's something that I think probably has been suggested, but I want to see another 4-drop get changed. White Queen, 4/4, steal the highest cost card from your opponent's hand.
So not copy, steal.
Steal.
I think she could be maybe higher than a 4/4 if you did that.
Maybe, but I think stealing a card.
Yeah,
from
that's
4/5, probably.
a guaranteed stealing of your most expensive card.
Yeah.
That's dude. People rage at Cable.
I know.
Would,
this is why I said 4/4. Like 4/4 is leech stats. It's bad.
It's a bad stat line. That's the thing. It's
dude,
really
people.
bad. Leech is 4/4. Yeah.
That Hulkling that you spent all your collector's tokens for. Gone.
They got the Zolba. They finally got the Zolba.
Yeah, they got the 611 leader, 611 Doom, and you just take it. I think this would be an interesting card. Something to like, whatever the stats got to be. I don't care if it's a 4, but like to steal your opponent's highest cost card would be cool. I think not copy, steal, because it's as a disruption card as well.
Yeah, I love.
It's got to be statted. It's got to be statted poorly. I think.
I think we need a White Queen change too. I love that, and I still think it should pump Collector 1 if you do that. Still helps your Devil Dino. That's just like a really interesting card. I mean, the way White Queen is now, you'd really have to pump up her power to make her even remotely. Like, she has to be a minimum 8 power, I think, the way she is now, to be kind of like relevant in decks again. And even now, she still is just kind of the boring kind of, you get one card, you see what it is, you get a little bit of intel, but stealing is like really hype. I think you still have to, if you want to really like realize your gains there, you still have to play, spend 6 power on a card you didn't even put in your deck that maybe doesn't even fit your game plan. So I do think you could make her more than 4 power if that was her effect. Like I think she'd still be really tough to play as a 4/4 that steals a 6. I think.
No, it might not be a 6. It might be it could be a Sarah. It could be like if you're playing a bounce deck, it could be
steals their highest.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it had to be a 6 drop. Sorry. Yeah.
Could take like the Marvel Boy or whatever. I don't know.
I've got Hulkling brain
draw.
right now. I've got Emperoer Hulkling brain. I'm sorry. I got 8 brain.
I don't know. I think that'd be like an interesting effect for her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on White Queen Gregor at all? I don't know.
I definitely think she needs a change. Like, she's not played a lot. I don't know. I think it would upset a lot of people if like, you lose your win con because they play on 4. Like, let's say you're playing Tribunal and they steal your Onslaught. Like, gone. So would that steal directly out of their hand? How would that work? Or would it steal out of their deck?
No, out of their hand. Whatever the highest cost card in their hand is, steal.
That dude, that would make me so upset.
It would, I know. I'm sadistic.
Yeah, maybe leftmost would be less obnoxious, Maybe if it was left, because then it's a lot of time a high cost card that they're holding, right? But still, it's not like always the Sarah, like you said,
Yeah.
Or always Iron Man,
Something
Just
go
the
ahead,
one
go ahead,
you
sorry.
need. Just the one that you need consistently, taking that one.
Yeah. Or even like a 4/5 and then the lowest power card or lowest cost. Sorry, steal the lowest cost card from their hand.
That
like,
would be
okay. I think just like a hand steal card, a card that steals a card from their hand. Yeah, and if it's the lowest cost one, so it steals like your hood or whatever, you can I think that'd be cool. Just stealing from the hand, I think would be cool instead of just copying like she is, which is kind of like. I don't know. It's a little boring, and it's like her force. Like she just sucks. Like I want something more interesting. I think that's an interesting effect. It's good flavor. But yeah. So the next change I'd like to see.
Wait, hold on. Let me do one before you go. We'll just mix it up. I just clicked one and started scrolling because I obviously didn't prepare for this at all. So I'm in the 1 cost. I'm looking at Electra, man. Electra, it's Electra. They've tried to do stuff. I think she's got to go 1/0, kill a 2 cost. I'm gonna say it. She's got 2 daggers. She's got 2 daggers. That's wild. Okay. What does she do? What does she just 2 daggers? She kills a 1 cost. Like, come on. It's got to be 1/0, kill a 2 cost in this lane. Same effect. Just replace the 1 cost with 2. Make her 1/0.
You're eating a bigger beast, though.
Yeah, but you gotta play it. You know,
But if you
can't
also
just-
make her
and she's a
1-0,
zero power
she
card, and you know they have to play their card. Like, you know,
if you also make her 1-0, she's a negative target. Just want to throw that in there.
there you go. Boom. Yeah.
No, this is too way busted as fuck, dude. Like you're saying a 1-0 is gonna take out Thena's and Angela's all up in here.
Or Jeff, my son.
Yeah, Jeff, Kate Bishops. Can't be
All right.
doing
How
that.
about a 2-0?
That's now we're talking a little bit more. You know,
Okay.
2-0 historically is just shit stat line. Go ahead, Gregor. Sorry, go.
Would it take out a 2 still?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. We have Killmonger, but what I'm saying is Killmonger kills every 1 cost. Why is
Yeah.
Elektra even in the game? Like, she has no place in Marvel Snap right now. You know,
I mean, tempo. She gets you tempo. Like, that's
she's almost negative tempo in a way, like, because you know you have to like almost throw prio to, you know, to gain the
Yeah.
tempo. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's she maybe takes tempo back, but you know you can't play her on 1. You can't
Yeah.
tempo her on 1. You know?
Right.
You know, and Killmonger's in the game again, so it's like it's so
I think
redundant. Like,
I think
you
a
either change
2
Killmonger
making
to
her a 2
Elektra.
cost would be good. Yeah, I think that could work.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is an idea. I think they should change Elektra. That's really what I was getting at.
Yeah, and I liked how, like, you know, when I forget, was it last year or something? They did the Conquerors or some sort of event where like, someone was doing like a card preview, one of the content creators, and like they saw Elektra as a 2 cost in like the deck making thing, and everyone like, you know, postulated it was gonna be she was gonna be a 2/2 that killed the 2, but yeah, like I think if she was a 2-0 kill a 2 cost card. That's interesting. I don't know if that's
maybe 2-1, you know.
yeah. I don't know if 2-0 is too bad because historically every 2-0 card has been complete dog shit. Like I
I think a
changed.
2-1 would be reasonable. You could do a Ravona and discount her or something.
Yeah, because then you got to put her in your deck. Like you got to play a 2-1. Like that kind of sucks to have that on your board. But like if you're taking out Thenas and Ravonas and, you know, Angela, it's got to have horrible stats. So
Was Grandmaster originally a 2-0?
yeah, he was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we did some dumb stuff with him with Ravona that like wasn't great, but it was fun. So I got a little sad when he went to a 2-2. He's definitely a better card as a 2-2. Don't get me wrong, but doing dumb Ravona stuff with him was awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any, Gregor, that you thought of that you think you want to change? Go for it.
Make Cyclops a 3/5. Just
Well, I like it.
yeah. The power creep is too real. I think he deserves a buff to 3/5. Also, this is probably not new to anybody. Rework Kang and rework Adam Warlock. I want to play both of them. I've never played Kang in any of my decks before. I would like a reason to.
I still don't have the card.
Really?
Yeah.
I refuse.
I got
if they
him
rework
not
it, I
by
might pick him
choice.
up.
Yeah, I got him not by choice, but through one of the caches when I was trying for a spotlight key. And then
What would you do? What would you do with Kang? Do you have ideas with him? Because I love the idea of that too. Because like he's just sitting in my collection. He's like, you know, quote unquote big bad like they had back in the day. Really cool effect, except for, you know, the time that it takes to go through the whole animation. It was cool like the first 10 times, but then, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I love the card. What do you think what would be, you know, your idea for him?
what if it let you see your opponent's opening hand?
That'd be kind of cool, actually. That'd be really cool.
A little
And
Watu type effect, you know?
Yeah, but it shows your opponent's hand, and then it also thins your deck by 1 because he would not be in your deck anymore. He would go on reveal at the beginning of game, similar to like RSM, then disappear.
Ah, okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah.
So you get 2 things there. You get information, and you also kind of get it might be too strong. It might be OP, but you also would get effects similar to original America Chavez.
Yeah, I think even without the Chavez effect, it's a good card. Because like if it's like just a deck thinning card, like he's just automatically in every single deck.
Well,
at that point.
come on. If it's broken, you could just make him -1, right? And you could maybe give him a more powerful effect or something, you know? But you could make him like -1, so then you don't get the draw, you know? His draw is like a Quicksilver, you know, how Quicksilver kind of just -1s you, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Because the way Kang is now, you still get your draw afterwards. But you don't have to have that in the game. Kang could just not give you a draw. Like he shows up. Maybe he shows the next card they're getting too. Like you make it a little more powerful, or he boosts all your cards by 1 or something when he shows up and shows their hand or something like that. And then, but then you don't get the card draw, so you're straight up bricking a card on your own deck. That way, it's not like Chavez, because they probably wouldn't want to bring that back in the game, right?
Speaking of card draw, Loki shouldn't have card draw. That's busted.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to Loki. We'll get to Loki. Don't worry. That card's going to be talked about.
Talking about the OTA, that's a change I want to see. I don't think that should. Yeah.
That's interesting with Kang. That's a cool idea, man. What if I do think if it disappeared from your deck, that's like auto included in every deck. I would love it, but like it would get changed. I think that's too powerful in my opinion.
Then it just uses one of your opening slots and you have to play them.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah. Or it's like always your first draw, like quick.
Yeah, like Thanos. Thanos is like that, right?
Or like Thanos,
yeah.
But like information's valuable, and I think Kang's lore makes sense that he gives you information.
Yeah, I think that's a sweet effect, GreGor. That's cool. Yeah, maybe it's just an honor reveal that you play. Like, yeah, maybe it's not like a Watu, right? It's just maybe Kang's just like a 3/3 or something, and you just play him, and maybe you just see your opponent's whole hand at that time.
Either that, or just it shows their opening hand. Like maybe you don't get all the information all at once. Like maybe they have more cards now, but at least you have a better idea of if you should stay or retreat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love that.
That's
really cool. That's a really cool idea.
I never heard anybody say that. That's just a sweet idea.
Yeah.
Hire me at second dinner.
Hire. My idea for Kang was like way less elegant than that. I was like, just make him like a 3-drop or something. Make him a 3/0 or like a 4/0. That way, when you draw him, you can just play him, and like he can be a free draw some of the time. But like, yeah, I think 5's way too much for him. But dude, I like your creativity. That's a really, really cool idea for him. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I like GreGor's better than making. I hate him at how he currently is. I think he's just the most dog shit card in the game right now. Like, as far as just card design, not even power level. Just the animation's so long. I mean, I hate what he represents. If you could do something cool like GreGor suggested, I'd love to spend the 6K and actually get the card.
Yeah.
I hate what he represents.
It's just like the fake snap is so stupid. Like,
and it rarely works too. Ridiculous. Like, I've gotten Kang players by pretending to do a move and then switching the move afterwards. Like, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, no big deal's gone on tirades on this pod many a night about Kang, and
he's legitimately my least favorite card in the game, like by a lot. So, yeah. It's okay.
All right. Let's talk about the big boy here. Let's talk about Loki, the card they recently changed. I've heard a lot of changes. GreGor, what's your idea for this guy?
I'm cool with the cost reduction. Just don't give him the card draw.
Yeah,
I think the card draw is too much. You're already adding cost reduction. Why give him the ability of both Crystal and Adam Warlock? That's their entire gimmick. Is that card draw? I think it's too much.
Yeah, I think it's too much as well. I will say though, I do personally, I love the card draw because to me it's more fun. I understand that it's broken, and because I like the card draw, I'm willing to make him a 3/2 or a 3/3, but keep the card draw, but make him have shit stats. That's what I like. But but if they got rid of the card draw, I understand that, and he should probably not be a 3/5 as well. He should probably be a 3/4 as well.
The problem I have is if your opponent has Loki, you can keep Lokiing and keep getting card draw.
That's true.
It's the number of times I've seen Loki's Loki. It just keeps going.
Can they slap a once per game on the thing?
Yeah, something.
That's too much. Yeah, no, I
They shouldn't have to. They shouldn't have to. Then if you have to do that, then it's a broken ass.
I know. It's like the old Loki days with collectors. Like whoever could draw the Loki and their other Loki's collector, like in the mirrors. It was just a degenerate devolved meta at that point, where it's like all you're doing is playing Loki and the collector's getting to like 30 on each side. It's nuts.
21 power collector.
Yeah. No big deal. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this last week. I was with GreGor there. I think they should take away the card draw too. I'm also fine with going down to a 3-3 or 3-2, and I'm also fine with making them 4 cost. I'd like to see any of those changes, honestly. But yeah, they should hopefully do it in this OTA.
Yeah, you're just like hater, Loki, whatever. Any nerf, go for it.
No, I was a hater of the old Loki. I like this Loki. I'm actually a fan of this card. I think it's a cool card now. I thought the old effect was horseshit. I don't like, let's just make my whole hand Miracle Rogue and I could just play my whole hand now. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. You get a Quinjet down with the old Loki. You have 6 cards in your hand. You're playing freaking Snow Guard and shit to pump your hand, and then you could just dump a bunch of 1 drops on the board that are actually like 3, 4, 5, 6 drops. I mean, it is as absolute horseshit. Totally broke the game. We all saw it coming. They released it anyway as a 3/5. Absolutely ridiculous. And then the collector gets hit for no reason. Like the collector didn't do anything wrong. Collector was a fine card before Loki came out. But so just the old Loki horseshit card. I like this one because it hits the deck. And you actually have to still draw the cards after, So it's not like just immediately play Loki, win game. But it kind of is because it's so overstated and like Gregor said, draws you a card. So I just think they need to tone it down, but I think they got the card design right on this one. It still feels like Loki, it still feels like Chaos, but he's too strong. He's overstated, and he has Crystal, and he has Fastos. A better version of Fastos. And Crystal, and a 3/5, all in 1 card. It's horse shit. They just need to tone this shit down. But I like the card design.
Yeah. All right. Good. Nerf Loki. We're all in agreement. What's your Adam Warlock idea, Gregor? Because I agree with you. I love that card. And this is a card I will say before you tell us that me and No Big Deal did love more at a 2-0 because, again, we're idiots with Ravonna and like throwing him in stupid decks like that and negative and stuff.
A little Bast action, you know? Little Cerebro 3, a little Cerebro 3.
I honestly don't have a great idea for Adam Warlock. Yeah. They just can't keep dropping fire variants for him because I want to play him.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. My last one. And I guess since you said Snow Guard, I would like the bear to be 2.
I mean, the minimum. Just let's get Adam to a 5/7. Like he's at 5/5 right now. Let's pump him up to a 7 and see what happens. That'd be let's start there.
What if we lowered him to a 4 cost?
I would
that too much?
That greatly.
That'd be way better.
To draw cards.
Like, what if you just put him at a 4 cost, like a 4/3?
Yeah, 4/3 sounds good to me.
Make him a 4/5. Like, what are we doing? Is he gonna really break the game at a 4/5?
That's their fear, is that like hand draw is the most powerful thing in these card games. That we don't want a pot of greed situation up in here,
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But then in 2 weeks, they can just bring him down to a 4/3. Then if he's that broken, like,
yeah,
he's just been unplayed, like not played for so long. Like, give him a chance. Like, I really don't think 4/5 would be horrible because like you're getting 2 draws max, unless it's a Magic game. But like,
I would rather them break him more and then go back and fix than do less.
Yeah, he deserves it at this point.
And it's not really, that's the thing. Yeah, that's like Kang has some pot of greed elements, right? But Adam Warlock, you still got to play a shitty body on the board. You still have to spend energy, and so it's not quite like pot of greed, right? And sorry, the kid. I don't know if you got the Yu-Gi-Oh reference, but it's basically pot of greed's like it just draws you cards like for free. You get advantage for free for no reason. That's Yu-Gi-Oh card design. It's a banned card.
That's why he got banned in tournaments. You can't play pot of greed in tournaments.
Yeah,
that's great. I guess my last 2, because you brought up Snow Guard. I think make the bear 2 cost again. Keep the Hawk at 3. That's fine. Make Snow Guard a 1, 2, 3. Because when they changed Loki, Snow Guard kind of doesn't have that good of a home. And I like Snow Guard. It's a really fun card. And then my other major one that I want is give the Soul Stone a draw again. Just throwing that out there. Just gonna leave that little.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it have a draw? What do you mean?
Does it? Am I stupid? Oh
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah. No, then give. Because they changed it with Reality Stone.
Yeah,
give Reality Stone. Give Reality Stone a draw. Let all the stones draw. Reality Stone does not draw. The red stone.
I'm double checking right now. I gotta fact check you.
Yeah, no. Before Reality Stone used to draw.
I'm in game of some Thanos. Yeah, Soulstone draws. Yeah.
Soulstone does draw. Reality Stone does not.
Yeah, Reality Stone does not.
They switched it. Reality Stone used to draw, and Soulstone didn't used to draw. They took it away from Soulstone initially.
I think Thanos Thanos just got a pretty big buff. You know, I don't know if we need to buff him again. You know?
Can I add one to the ones I want to see buffed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Warpath.
Yeah.
No one other than a bot plays Warpath. That's how I know I'm playing a bot, is because they have Warpath in their deck.
It's true, yeah. The 4-drops kind of suck. Like that's why I was like Typhoid Mary 412. You know, make Warpath 413, 4-4. I don't care. Make him a 414.
He's a 4, and he gets +5 if you have an empty location. But that's so bad for you if you have an empty location.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I wouldn't even care. Give him +7. Give him a +8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Because you have to do like if Warpath gamers get out of control, there's like Enchantress, there's Rogue, there's Shang-Chi.
Also do something with Namor
also
or
Magneto.
Orca.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my idea for the Namor Orca, which I thought this was a pretty good idea. I'm not gonna toot my own horn here or anything, but I think they should slap the text on those cards cannot be destroyed.
Ooh.
Because you're just playing one card in empty lane. Don't let them be destroyed because there's enough White Widows, debris, there's enough junk. The Viper just got a buff. There's enough stuff to counter them. Don't let them get Shang-Chi'd. Let them be alone in their lane. Let Namor be a 411.
I'd be okay with that. And it also synergizes with Namora.
Yeah, exactly. That would be cool.
So what do you do with a Tuma then?
That I don't know.
It's not a Tuma.
Yeah. There's another 410 that should be like a 412 or something, I don't know. He's tough.
Yeah, I just got to pump him up. What you're saying too, GreGor, I did want to say this. When you were talking about Cyclops, I think the Thing's another one where, these base... Honestly, Misty Knight too. I think Misty Knight should be a 1-3. I mean, I'll say it. I think things they got to be minimum 4-7. Like, 4-6 Thing is dog shit. It's so bad. It's got to be minimum 4-7, probably 4-8, honestly. And, like the vanilla cards, like you said, they've been power crept at this point. We gotta pump them up.
Yeah, and it's nice because High Evo is usually a deck for newer players, lower collection levels, High Evos. So it'd be nice for them to have a semi-competitive deck. Other than the no big deal spice here, but
mine's pay to win. Yeah, mine's
pay to win Marvel Boy in here. Yeah. So
yeah,
this
is a pay to win deck for sure. Yeah, you got exactly Elias pay to win. Yes.
So we can't be having that.
Kyera, nobody has Kyera. Nobody who's super budget actually picked up Kyera,
No.
Which understandable. So that, mine's got 3 pay to win cards in there.
Just go armor instead. Armor will do the job in a pinch.
Go. I love it.
Okay, hold on. We're talking about nerfs and stuff. I mean, we got to talk about Arishem, right? I think they got to add another 3 cards. I don't know why they did only 3. I think that was kind of a weak change,
add 5.
to be honest. I think they got to pump that up another 3. I think that should have been +6 on the OTA. Another +5, yeah, whatever. Make it a 30 card deck. I think that's how you balance this. Just a little extra 3 cards on what was such a crazy powerful oppressive deck. Just make it slightly worse with the extra 3. I think that was a weak change. And they got to those are rookie numbers. We got to pump those numbers up.
How are they still getting Loki with that many cards? I don't understand.
On 2 somehow, yeah. On turn 2 every time.
Yeah, I actually get it a lot. I play a lot of random Arishem. That's what all I've been doing recently is just playing random Arishem in Conquest, just to do Alliance Quest and just other dumb stuff because I think it's hilarious just to and I get Loki a lot on 2 and I'm like, how is this happening? I'm I don't know how this happens more often than I really think that it can happen. I think it'll never happen. Then I'm like, man, here we go. Here's an idea I had for Arishem. I was thinking about random shower thought. Tell me what you think. What if it's just fills your deck with just creates a random deck, period. You don't get to create a deck. It just gives you a 12 card random deck.
Wait, right at the beginning of the game?
That's it. You don't get to make a deck. You just play Arishem and you get random cards, but you get the energy.
That's just draft mode.
Yeah.
I would
you're not drafting.
And this might sound crazy, but I think that if they do that, it should be +2 energy.
I actually would agree because you would have garbage.
You're probably dumping your whole hand anyway, but you're dump your whole hand of a bunch of garbage, like GreGor said. So I think if we're doing that, let's juice it up to +2 energy. That'd be hilarious.
Like I would still play that card, but like I know that's a little bit ridiculous and off the rails, but
A lot of people that spent money on it would be upset with that change for sure.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be hilarious. I would love to play that card. That would be so much fun. But I even and I've been saying because I've been having more fun with the more cards because it's like more randomness and like I've actually like enjoyed the card more. So like I'm with you guys, man. If you want to pump more cards in the deck, I'm happy for more chaos.
It makes Nova better. It makes Darkhawk better against it too. It's I don't know. I think that's easily the change. Yeah, less Loki, less. I mean, there's still Arshan players are still playing Shang-Chi, Shadow King, Loki, all in their deck. They shouldn't like be allowed to do that. Like they shouldn't be allowed to consistently see these cards to deal with the people who are countering their deck. Like it should be like very rare that you get the Shang-Chi, the Cassandra Nova, but it happens like freaking every game. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I'm for it. I'm for it. I don't. I wouldn't be mad about it at all. It's still a fun deck. Like I think it's just it should be like a tier 2 deck at best, in my opinion. I don't think it should be like a top meta deck. It should be like a can be a meme deck, but not really a meme deck. But it's fun.
We had fun with it for like the first week, and then everybody got over it and got tired of it.
Yeah, that was like me. I was having the time of my life the first week, and then I took a break, and I just been getting back into it the last week, like with the increased cards, and I've been having so much fun.
It was Darkhawk Leech that made it unfun. That's what because we were all having fun. Like we were playing Scar, we were doing fun stuff the first week, and then somebody figured out you could just put Darkhawk Leech in it, and that's where it went downhill.
Yep. And instead of dealing with Arshem, well, I mean, I'm glad they nerfed those cards. I'm glad Leech got nerfed.
Leech, yeah. For sure.
But I feel like they were dealing, which is often what Second Dinner does, is instead of dealing with the actual issue, they deal with the things that people did because of the issue. Yeah.
Preach.
This is No Big Deal's soapbox on the spot every fucking week.
Hell yeah, brother. Preach, brother.
Deborah's just catching strays for the sins of Arshem.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. All right, I think that's good. If we see one of these changes tomorrow, I'm gonna be pretty pumped up. It's gonna be hilarious. But yeah, let's we were an hour in. Let's quickly go over some of the newer cards, and some of the changes that they made.
Oh, let's revert Lizard. Let's bring Lizard back to what he was. What are we doing? Why is he a -4? Let's bring him back to -3. Yeah, that's just a quick one. He doesn't need to be -4. He could be a 2/2 when you fill the lane. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Make Lizard
I think that's fine. I just found these are just on Snap.fan. Just some of the changes that they data mined. We can go over them relatively quickly. I don't know this card, Agony, a new card. This is probably just a placeholder. I doubt this is going to be the actual text, but it's a 1/2. After you play a card here, merge this with it. I don't see how this is good. But if it was like Deadpool or something, maybe. But like this is just like a worse chimichanga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a 0-2, right? The chimichanga is a 0-2, right?
Yeah, these are data mines, so like I don't know if that's like if it's just they just put threw something on the card and they're gonna play with the numbers later or something like that. Which I imagine, but yeah. Anyways, but it looks like Aranya got changed. It was a 2/2. Activate. Give the last card you played +2 power and move it to the right. Now it's a 1/1. Way better for move. Activate. Give the next card you play +2 power and move to the right. So not the last, it's the next card. So it's like an Iron Fist instead of Ghost Spider, basically.
It's pretty big.
But going to the right. And it's an activate, so
it's a huge thing for like Dagger, for Human Torch, for Vulture.
Yeah,
moves.
I thought the 2/2. I thought this card was pretty good to begin with.
To
me, this is a buff, and this card's going to be so good, and I'm happy about it. I'm for it. I like move. I'm happy when move gets buffed.
Hercules is a 3/4 now. Like this is going to be the Hercules kind of activator. You could just ship things into Hercules with the Aranya, and it's going to be sick. I also wanted to say too on Kid on Agony. I mean, I never seen this before. This is my first time seeing it, but it's kind of interesting that Hulkbuster, it technically is random, right? And this is targeted, right? So this is I'm reading this. This is like a targeted Hulkbuster, right? And Chimichanga is also random. Chimichanga is like a 0-2 Hulkbuster. This is after you play a card here, merge this with it, so you can always get your Deadpool, I guess. Like reliably. Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're thinking. Like it's this looks like very reliable and targeted. Where Hulkbuster, if you already have the lane, you don't have just one card by itself in the lane.
But would
like
Deadpool become Agony, or would Agony become Deadpool?
Oh, merge after you play. Yeah, merge this with it. I don't know the way they phrase it. I actually don't know the answer to that question.
That'd be hilarious if it just like ruined your Deadpool. Yeah. It became Agony and you're like, oh damn it.
I can't do anything with this.
So 1/4 Agony just gets Killmongered. It just dies, like for good. You're like, well, all right. Cool. Aranya, that card's sick. I mean, yeah, we went over it when we looked at it, the DATAMINES, but I mean, this card I think is gonna be a really, really good card.
Yeah, I like it. And that's next month. Zemo, they just changed the capital cost at the lowercase cost, the C. Sure, there's in line with all the other stuff they're changing. This new card, Datamine Fenris Wolf, 2/3, activate, resurrect the highest power discarded or destroyed enemy card to your side of this location.
Ooh, that's spicy.
This looks spicy AF. This looks pretty good.
But it's like a tech card. This feels like a tech card, though, right?
This is like Silver Samurai stonks, Moon Knight stonks.
Oh, right. I didn't think of that, yeah.
You Shang-Chi a blob, and then you blob it again. Its on reveal goes off again.
Yeah. Yeah, you could like Shang-Chi the monsters aisle, like the 10 cost monster that pops up, and then activate this, and the monster comes back.
I'm thinking about like cards that have an on reveal already, and when you bring them back, their on reveal goes off again.
Oh, that would be nutty.
It probably does, right? I think it definitely.
Yeah, that would be nuts. Yeah. That would be nuts.
I think the way you would set that up is the card Lady Deathstrike, right? So let's say they got like a I don't know. I always bring up White Tiger. Like nobody plays White Tiger. I don't know why I keep bringing it up, but say they got a White Tiger, you LDS it. But a lot of the on reveals have low power, right? So you could Lady Deathstrike them, and then Fenris, boom.
I guess it would depend on how activate works too, right? Like, can you just activate it and it's just the next time it happens, or has it already have had to happen? Then you activate it, then the effect's gonna go off.
Second one.
The activate, from what I understand, has like a summoning sickness, so you have to wait a turn before you can use activate.
Yeah.
So you would have to play it earlier, right?
Yeah. And then, like, let's say I activated this card, would it be I would have already had to have destroyed something or discarded something?
Yeah.
I can't just activate it, then the next time I destroy or discard something, it would pop up and the ability would just be active?
Yeah, I think so, because you'd probably hit this and then nothing would happen, right?
I don't know. I would assume you would get it out, and then it keeps track, and then you could destroy something, then you could play activate.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I think you're probably right.
That way, yeah.
I think that's what it is. That's pretty cool though. This seems like an interesting card, man.
Yeah,
anyway.
Activate's a cool mechanic in general. I want to learn more about.
Yeah, it seems really cool. Just Frigga is coming in the game.
Frigga, kid.
Frigga, yeah. So we don't.
Thor's
know
mom, let's go.
Yes. I love it. Gore. I kind of love the original ability of Gore, but okay, they changed it. Gore is a 6 -3 according to the DATAMINES. Obviously, these are all probably going to be changed, but 6 -3.
I think that's what's
ongoing, +2 power for each on-reveal card in play.
It'd be disgusting.
It could be pretty disgusting.
GreGor, we talked about your negative deck. I mean, this fits there perfectly. This is the other Sage. This is just Sage. Same thing. You flip that 6 -3. Let's go.
Then you do Gore into Mystique. Oh my god. Who's another on reveal?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like a 0-20 easy.
Dude, well, I think Rogue is going to make a comeback because of this card.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than 20. Like, it's every on reveal in play, including your opponents, and half the cards in the game are on reveal. So this is like Ajax, but with on reveal cards, like, I mean,
and because it's
more than
every
20
card in
power.
play, it's like Sage. Like we didn't see the value of Sage until we actually started playing Sage, and we're like, oh, that's actually crazy how much you can get from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card's gonna stay, kid. I don't think this is like too busted or anything. It's still a 6 cost, right? So I think they're gonna keep it like this. I mean, it makes sense they changed the old one. The old one just erased all 6 drops from the game, right? Like wherever.
But again, this card with negative, that's a 0/6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It fits your deck.
That's wild. Yeah, that's wild with negative.
Yeah, Gore Taskmaster, let's go.
Mobius coming back, baby.
Yeah, the
this
Mobius
card will
meta.
be fun. This card would be fun. I like it. Yeah, he's gonna be a big boy.
There's not too much on reveal hate too. It's just Cosmo, right? And you got to guess where they play, so it's good to get a little release valve for the old on reveal. We don't really have that, right?
Yeah, I like it. Last year, there's nothing. It just afflict an enemy card here with negative power equal to this card's power. We don't know the power or
is.
So, but it's a cool ability, I guess.
Wait, what does it do? I don't even understand what does that even mean?
Whatever its power is, it minuses that power to a random card on the other side. So if it's a 4/5, then -5 power to a random card on the other side.
Okay. So this card's going to have like negative power itself. And it's going to be shipping.
No. If it's a 4/5, it'll afflict 5 negative power. If it's a 4/2, it'll afflict 2 negative power.
Okay. So it's like some like
2/3.
Black Panther type of you buff it up and then you ship off a big
yeah, then you activate it, yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Madam Web went from a 2/3 to a 2/1.
Good.
Ongoing, you can move one of your other cards away from here each turn. So
this is the one where we looked at it and I was like, this is the best card in the game if it comes out right now. So I'm happy they nerfed it. This is such a broken ass card the way it was.
Move is eaten good this season.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I've also heard rumors that Madam Web we may all be able to get her through like a Deadpool Diner type event. Not sure, but I heard that.
Oh.
That goes along lines with them nerfing it, so yeah. Can't make the free card too good for the people. No,
Cassandra Nova already been nerfed.
Yeah.
That would be really cool if she came out like free. If they do stuff like that, I love Deadpool's Diner, man.
I'm all for giving more people ways to get cards.
Yeah, no, Deadpool's Diner was great. I loved it. Yeah, if they'd have like an event like that, and it was like just as easy to get as Cassandra Nova was, that's amazing. Go for it.
I still think this card's pretty sweet as a 2/1 though. Like this is a good card, man. Like you move every single turn. So yeah, it's targeted. You get to choose where it goes. You move into the Hercules lane. That's what this deck's gonna be used for. And I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough to deal with that kind of deck.
And it's gonna be fun as hell.
Gotta dust off your Shadow Kings.
Misery is an on reveal. Repeat the on reveal abilities of your other cards here, then destroy them. Was a 5/10, now is a 4/7. Interesting card.
But Gregor, have you ever read this Misery card before?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've seen this before. I don't.
We were freaking out about it on the 5/10 when we looked at it last time. We're like, "This is insane." At the 5/10, I think it was on the Tucker podcast, kid.
Yeah.
So we were losing our mind at the 5/10. I'm happy they nerfed the power already. But repeat the on reveal abilities of your other cards, then destroy them. So it's interesting. I mean, you can play it in a destroy deck.
I see value with like White Tiger here.
Yeah.
Or
that was the example I brought up.
Well, it's cheap on like Ironheart stuff like that. Like
yeah.
The card becomes a 3/12.
So it's like
4/7's good stats.
Yeah, like 4/7 Odin, right? This is a 4/7 Odin. Like I think that's a good way to look at it, right?
Yep. But it destroys afterwards.
Destroys the cards that are there. So
you could do a Black Widow. Oh my God! Put Black Widow in that lane.
White Widow, any of the
Yeah.
widows.
This
any
is
of
our
the toxic cards.
This is the Widow lane, and then we'd play Misery here, and that's her name, Misery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the hood naturally fits into that too, right? You got
Yeah.
you got a hood in there, yeah. Hood into White Widow, into Black Widow, into Misery. That's the dream line right there.
Into Shuri. So Shuri, you could do Shuri into Misery, and then do another card, and then Shuri would go off again.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, because you're playing there. Yeah, because Shuri then Misery. Yeah. And
Oh
it'd be
man, that's pretty awesome with Shuri. Actually.
wait, but then doesn't it kill your 14 power Misery if you do it again?
No. Go ahead,
The,
GreGor, go ahead.
the on reveal will happen again. If you play your next card at this location, double its power. So when she does her ability, that on reveal, if you play your next card at this location, double its power. She destroys the Shuri, but her ability would still happen. So you could put in Captain Marvel into that lane afterwards.
Yeah, and you
would have a
14
10 power
Misery,
Captain
right?
Marvel.
Yes, and you would have a 14 power Misery.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
It's interesting. I like it. Yeah,
It seems like a cool card. I like this card. Moon Knight changed. Scream was a 2/1 when an enemy card moves, steal 2 power from it. Now it's a 2/2 when an enemy card moves, steal 2 power from it once per turn. They buffed this card. Isn't this card just sick? Wasn't it sick to begin with?
Yeah, this was my most. I was most excited for this one. I'm actually rattled they buffed it, so I love it. I mean, look, it's hard to make these Kingpin decks work. You know, we've tried, we keep trying. It can never quite break through. So I think that deck needs Scream, but I do think it's like a solid deck now. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm fired up for this card, man. I think it's gonna be like Kingpin deck's gonna be legit when this comes out.
Yeah, what are the cards that move? Like the enemy cards? Like just
Stegron, Kingpin,
yeah.
Cannonball, Juggernaut's a really good one. Juggernaut moves a bunch of them.
Spider-Man.
Stegron.
Yep.
Yeah. Cloak, Spider-Man. Yeah, those kind of stuff.
Yeah. Polaris, another one.
Oh yeah. Polaris,
Magneto.
Yep.
Yes, Magneto. Oh, this deck's gonna be fun. Scream's gonna be 210, man.
Yeah, and you get the Kingpin at the same time, and a Craven. You get a Craven, a Scream, a Kingpin. You start moving shit. Like, it gets crazy.
Throw an Ajax in there because everything's negative. I don't think they changed any of those ones. New card here, Surtur, 3/3. After you play a card with 10 plus power, this gains plus 4 power.
After you play a card with 10 power, this gains plus 4. Sounds kind of bad off the top of my head, right? Like, I don't know.
So does it happen multiple times?
I think so.
Oh,
Ken,
okay. I'm too small brain to think of that. Yeah. That
So
makes
this
more
looks
sense.
like it would probably be good with like a a Lockjaw style list. Like where you can Lockjaw out big guys. Like maybe Lockjaw Thanos.
Would that work? It says after you play a
you
card.
gotta play the card.
Mm.
Gotta play
Okay,
the card
that's
armor
harder then.
first.
Yeah, so this is like a 3/7 usually. I mean, you play 10 power cards to 3/11. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but then you need like armor, like
Yeah, like Mockingbird. Mockingbird would probably be good with it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Uh,
Sasquatch. Yeah.
Yeah, Sasquatch,
Throw a cheap Sasquatch in there.
Crossbones, like
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
It's a cool concept, but I think it needs more numbers. I think it's too small. I don't think 3/7 payoff is not enough for one. Like what you have
But
to
2
do.
is a 3/11. That's
It's
sick.
3/11. Like then it gets shanged, right? And your whole lane gets shanged, right? You're gonna if it's a 3/11, you have 3 10 drops in a lane. That's like
No, it doesn't have to be in that lane. It could be anywhere.
yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I'm thinking it has to be on the lane the entire time. I was
Oh no,
talking.
that'd be a garbage card. You're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
have
what
10
I
drops
said.
in the
That's
lane.
the exact card,
I'm winning by 40, but
Yeah,
I lose
exactly.
all my others.
yeah.
Buff Warpath.
Okay, no, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Then, yeah, you play a magic, you get some. Yeah, you could do some shit with this. Yeah, and I like it. I like it. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was in the lane.
All right. Tombstone 4/6 costs 1 if an enemy card was destroyed last turn. So it's like a Miles Morales for destroy almost.
We're getting more destroy options.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. Does this fit in the destroy deck, you think? As a 1/6?
I was thinking like Silver Surfer, right? You play a Killmonger. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
But at 4/6,
Gladiator?
he doesn't. I mean,
Gladiator.
4/6. It would be after the Killmonger, but you would want him to get the Nova from the Killmonger.
Yeah,
right?
you want to play Killmonger last too. Yes, maybe not Surfer. But I think you could play it like you said, like Gladiator. Wait, you could play Yondu. You know, you could play this in a mill deck. Just play Yondu. It's a 1/6. Free real estate.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, it's an enemy card?
An enemy. Oh yeah, an enemy card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yondu
Oh,
kills the
okay.
enemy card.
Oh, so it's not your card. So never mind.
Yeah, Yondu.
Yeah.
Yondu, Gladiator, Shang-Chi.
Mill. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Yondu enabler would be pretty good.
A little power for the
Okay.
mill deck. I mean, Timmy Trogdor will be happy.
Yeah. Crushed.
He had a sick mill deck.
All right. Cool.
That's
Toxin
nice.
they changed too. Toxin was a 3/2. Now it's a 2/1.
Oh, the bounce.
On reveal, return your other cards here to your hand. +2 power for each returned.
That's a
I'm
pretty
most
big
excited
buff,
for Toxin. I'm hyped for Toxin.
It seems like a pretty sick card, right? Like it's a 2/7 most of the time, a 2/5 a lot of the time, almost every time,
He's a
and then
beast.
and then bounces things back. Dude, this is gonna be sick.
Then you bounce him back, and then you bounce again. Yeah. Yeah.
But Toxin into beast into Toxin. Like,
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, there's gonna be some wild stuff. There's gonna be some people, we're gonna, look out for .geo's lists here,
yeah, we're going to see some really good bounce players
That's gonna
doing
be
their
cool.
thing.
It might be a nice time to learn bounce well and not
I'm
just
trying.
screw around. Yeah, I haven't tried. I just fail and laugh and have fun with it, especially with werewolf. And then the last one here, we got Uncle Ben. This guy's been data mined for like 2 years.
I feel so bad for Uncle Ben.
I don't know if they're ever gonna bring it in the game.
With great data mines come great responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. He's
When
a 1/2. Oh, go
When the
ahead, go
card is destroyed, replace him with Spider-Man. So we're basically bringing Uncle
Spider-Man?
Ben into your deck just to ravage him repeatedly.
Yeah.
That's so
Lore-
messed up.
Lore accurate. He has to die for the good for Spider-Man to prevail.
And apparently he's gonna have like a voice line. Like he'll say like, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. And then you gotta kill him.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a good Killmonger nerf. He gets Killmonger. He turns into a 3/5.
Your
Yeah.
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I wonder if Spider-Man's on reveal goes off after Uncle
Oh
Ben.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
That'd be
absolutely. does.
sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Well, next month's gonna be fun. I love it. Hey,
They
Are we
gotta make
getting
him a-
Uncle Ben in
no,
next
they can't
month?
Make him a 0 because then you can't kill Mongo. Yeah, shit.
I don't know if he's gonna come next month. Is there like a Spider-Man season coming up? I have no idea.
That's next season. Next season is the Amazing Spider-Man season.
Oh man, maybe Uncle Ben's gonna be like a friendly little inclusion in there. Maybe some like random reward or something. That'd be hilarious.
He's the Deadpool Diner Reward.
Yeah, probably.
There's maybe the J. Jonah Jameson one where you get more like vulgar
Yes.
emo. Yeah.
Emotes, yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I'll spend $6K on that card for sure.
That'd be funny. Well, hey, Gregor, man. I know we don't take up too much more of your time, dude. Went through all this stuff. Thank you so much for coming, man. It's awesome talking to you. It was great meeting you in person. Thanks for being so cool, so chill, dude. Your content's great. I love it. I appreciate you coming here. West Coast represent. We gotta be out there. Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. This is fun. I love doing podcasts. So I was really excited when you guys invited me.
Yeah, dude. Hey, anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. We tell everyone here, like, for sure, don't be shy, dude. Anytime. And then,
Okay.
maybe like when there's like an OTA or something, we can bitch about and have fun and really, really go off and rant. But,
I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be great. No big deal, man. What do you got to say to the people?
Well, I'll say first, Gregor, what's the channel plug? You want to plug the channel? Where do people go to find the Gregor?
So on YouTube, it's GreGor2424. On Twitch, twitch.tv/GreGor2424. And then for the Twitter stuff, it is, X. X.com at GreGor_2424.
All right, listen.
I love it.
I just gotta say, maybe Hulkling flop, maybe we get a buff. We'll see. But all I know is when Scream comes out, my opponents are gonna be screaming. I'll be stealing their cards. -2. It's gonna be move season. They had to nerf Madam Web. That was the best card in the game. Still gonna be crazy. We get the Hercules. We get the Scream. We're stealing their power. We're pumping it up. It's gonna be move season. We're going to tier 1.
Are you? It sounds like you're a move player. Are you a move player?
I'm actually not, but I like the kingpin shit, the move your opponent stuff.
Yeah.
I like that stuff a little bit better.
Okay.
So I'm into it, and we're going on the moon. We're going on the moon. Let's get it.
Yep.
Let's get it. All right. Peace.